Public party have landed here. The white owner, his property has been taken off by the new guy occupying this place, Mr. Ambrose. The High Court of Zimbabwe actually said Mr. Davis has the right to stay in this property. But the Mthwakazi Republic Party have managed to come and help the white man whose property has been invaded and taken over by Mr. Ambrose. As you can see, they smashed the gates open. Mr. Davis' property has been removed, and the MRP is trying to take back everything. So we're trying to walk. We understand Mr. Ambrose is really armed. Mr. Ambrose, he just told me that he has a cart which belongs to ZANU-PF, so he's got a right to grab this land. So this is in Mthwakazi Republic Party crew, the women, the men, and everyone. So as you can see, everyone is running all over. They are running all over. They are checking. They are checking for Mr. Ambrose. So it's an operation by MRP trying to help a white man whose farm has been taken over by Mr. Ambrose. We don't know what's going on. So as you can see here, this is the president of MRP, Mr. Mthwakazi. What's happening, sir?
Thank you very much, Mr. Spanda. We are here today at Ntabazinduna Mountains, where we have come to defend Mr. Dave Spas, who is the owner of this place, which is now being invaded by Ambrose Floyd, who used to work for him sometime in 1997, 1998. And then thereafter, they then agreed with Mr. Daves that he will give him another portion somewhere where he will also do his farming activities. Then thereafter, Floyd then changed the goalpost to claim this place, saying it now belongs to him, saying Mr. Daves is a white man who doesn't deserve to operate in this area, while this, on the other hand, he is a colored, so he's the one who's supposed to more than 3 times. When Mr. Daves has won the case, where the court said he is the owner of this place. And on Friday, the 4th of March, another hearing took place at Bulawayo High Court, where through the sheriff's office, where an order was given in favor of Mr. Daves that as of Saturday the 6th, Mr. Floyd was to be removed from this place by the messenger of court.
So now I try to talk to Mr. Ambrose. I think he's done a runner, he's run away. Is he scared of you? What is happening?
Yeah, he might be scared of us, or because he knows that he's in this place.
Oh, there is Mr. Ambrose there, down there. So now, Mr. Ambrose, President, Mr. Ambrose is running away
Yes.
with his 2 workers.
Yes.
So what's next now?
No, we are here to make sure that today he's removed this place, and the owner of the place, Mr. Daves, takes back his place. Because the court has made a ruling that the place belongs to Mr. Daves. And we understand that him, Ambrose, is the son-in-law to the then or the former vice president of Zimbabwe, Mthwakazi. So we strongly feel that he is not even following the proper legal procedures. Instead, he is using ZANU-PF political muscle to remain here and claim this building. There are quite a lot of things which are interesting about this place. First, Mr. Daves, together with Chief Ndiweni, the late and the current Chief Nhlanhla Yamangwe Ndiweni, agreed that this place, cultural norms and values will be exhibited here. So as we are here today, we want to come and give our full support to Mr. Daves, because whatever he agreed with the late Chief Ndiweni and the current Chief Yamangwe Ndiweni still stands, that this place is to be made a tourist attraction center, but mainly promoting the issues to do with Ndebele people.
Why is it Ndebele people? What happened here?
Yeah, this place has got a long history. You know, this whole area is called Ntabazinduna, meaning to say that there are quite a number of our chiefs who died from this area during the time when there was scramble for Africa. So as a result of that, all these chiefs who died here in this mountain and other places, they died defending Mthwakazi territory. Yes.
So all his property has been removed here.
Yes, all his property has been removed here, and what complicates everything is the point that Ambrose removed all this property without the consent of Mr. Daves, because under normal circumstances at law, no one is allowed to remove one's property without the consent of the owner.
So here, it's locked here. Let's see. There's nothing in. Oh, so this is the property of the new owner. This is the property of Ambrose.
Might be the property of Ambrose, because
was he removed, Mr. Davis?
Yeah, he vandalized he changed some locks here last time, and made sure that he accessed the entrance and put his own property. At the same time, removing Mr. Davis' property.
Okay, if you're just joining us, we have got MRP led by its president coming here to defend Mr. Davis, whose property has been invaded by Mr. Ambrose Floyd, who actually his defense is that he belongs to the ruling party. He's got his ZANU-PF card, therefore he's got the right to take someone's property. The High Court of Zimbabwe actually favored Mr. Davis to keep his farm, to keep his property, say the farm or the place belongs to Mr. Davis. Therefore, anyone else is illegal. We have seen the document. The sheriff is supposed to be here to evict this, what can you say, is an invader or whatever you call him, an invader of Mr. Davis farm. But he has done a runner. He's running through the bushes. We understand the MRP, they are chasing. The youth of MRP, they are chasing. Right. We can see a lot of comments. People say, well done, Mr. President. So what will happen after when we leave here?
No, we will make sure that this time around you won't get it easily, to an extent of saying when we leave, he will have access to this place again. We will make sure that he will defend this place up until he fully leaves. Not only that, Mr. Ambrose, he has got another farm somewhere which he inherited from his forefather or father some time back. So we are wondering why he comes here to invade the farm that belongs to Mr. Davis, while he has got his own other place somewhere where he should be residing.
What is the reason? What is his defense? Have you spoken to Mr. Ambrose? What is his defense? I haven't
spoken to him ever since, but his only defense is that Mr. Davis is a white man, while he is of colored origin. As a result of that, he deserves to be here and is a member of ZANU-PF. And on the other hand, we are reliably informed that he is an in-law of the former vice president of Zimbabwe, Mthwakazi.
Okay, the property is huge, Mr. President. Let's walk around while it's waiting for your boys to come back. Do you want to engage Mr. Ambrose and speak to him?
If ever yet accepted to meet us, we would have loved to engage him so that we iron out these differences amicably.
So this is the inverter's bedroom.
Yeah,
He has
yes.
taken over.
Yes.
I can see this. We heard that the weapons, the soul should be scared. So we thought these are bullets. So he has taken over. He has been sleeping here. Mr. Ambrose. Okay, this is a beautiful home.
Yes, it is.
So
Out and the other, a problem or the other very interesting issue is that Mr. Devs used to employ about 150 locals from Ntabazinduna here in the surrounding areas. When Mr. Devs took over, he made sure that all these people, the local ones, they lose all the employment.
oh, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, Mr. Ambrose, yeah. Yes.
So this is a beautiful home. This is really beautiful. So, oh, Wange. Okay. Right. So you knew about this. Who informed you about this?
Yes, this came to light when Chief Mangwindi looked for us to say, look, we need to come and make sure. Yes. And you can see it's written Gundwana here.
Yeah.
All these names, they resemble all the people or the chiefs who were there. Some of them who died in these mountains defending, Ndebele people.
Okay, you go to Ntabazinduna.
Ntabazinduna, yes.
This is the mountain.
This is the mountain, but the other part of the mountain is the other side. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God, this property, eh?
Yes.
That's why Ambrose wanted to take over this.
Thank you. And on the other hand, he has got no input in developing all this infrastructure which is here. So it's just an inverter who wants to benefit out of nothing.
So where are his cars? Mr. Davis's cars, were they taken? Are these Mr. Davis's cars?
I suppose they are. Probably this only one vehicle. This Land Cruiser maybe and the tractor. They might be his two.
Or some have been taken already.
Yes, yes. But since he ran away through the other side, yeah.
So definitely could be his. This one.
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay. I'm with the MRP president who is just joining us. Mr. Ambrose Floyd had invaded the farm belonging to Mr. Davis. What's Davis' first name?
It's Baz.
Baz
Davis, yes.
Yeah, and taken over this beautiful property, claiming that because he belongs to Zanu PF, therefore he's got the right to take it.
Yes.
The High Court of Zimbabwe issued a judgment that, Mr. Ambrose, what he's doing is illegal.
Yes.
So what are they going to do? This is property.
Yes, we are also disappointed about the courts of Zimbabwe, because under normal circumstances, if a removal order is issued by the court, though that order should be respected regardless of who is served with it. And in this regard, Mr. Ambrose Floyd was supposed to be removed here on Saturday, but he hasn't been removed. So you tend to ask yourself, who is protecting him? Because he appears to be above the law.
So the High Court of Zimbabwe, maybe the High Court of Zimbabwe will show them the documents. So many people watching. Can you explain what is happening?
Yes, some 3 or 4 days back, Mr. Ambrose invaded this place and broke the gate, also broke the entrance to the houses there, and removed all this property that belongs to Mr. Baz Davis.
Just because he's white. Only that because he's white.
And when he did that, he never even sought audience with Mr. Baz to say, look, I'm doing this because I'm now the owner of this place. So it was just a shocker to the workers when they were told that they are to move out of the place and have this property removed. The only fortunate part is that for the past 3 or so days, there were never been some rains here. If indeed there were some rains, all this property would have been destroyed.
Yes.
Yes. So if genuinely he is the rightful owner of this place, he could have waited for the due court process to take place, so that at the end of the day, proper takeover is done between him and Mr. Davis.
And is this farm listed for being repossessed?
It's not even listed. It's not even listed. One thing for sure, Mr. Spanda, is that we are trying even to make the government of Zimbabwe to respect even our own traditional leaders, because we believe as people of Matabeleland, the custodians of the land is the traditional leaders in form of chief, headmen, colleagues. In this regard, we are like saying the Mr. Devs is being in this place through the consent of the late of Kaisa Ndiwen and the current chief Nhlanhla Ndiwen. So in that regard, there is no way at which the government can come and tell us that this place has been listed, while the owners of the place, who are the chiefs, made some agreements with the owner, because we understand this place was being owned around 1903 by the grandparents of this Mr. Devs. And as a result of that, they coexisted well with Chief Ndiwen, the old man, and the current one, including the people of Ntabazinduna. Hence, he was even employing locals in this area. Yes.
So this property, Mr. Ambrose, he is saying, when I spoke to him before he ran away, he said he's a member of ZANU-PF, therefore he's got a right, and there is more black than Mr. Davis because he's a mixed race, which is a colored. Therefore he's got the right to invade us. We contacted the Minister Richard Moyo,
yes.
Said he's not involved, he doesn't know anything. He heard that there was some argument between the two because they used to work together, so he said he's not involved. Mr. Richard Moyo is clear on that he's not involved in this. So I'm wondering who is giving those powers.
Yes, we are also wondering as well, because we are like saying this invasion of other people's properties cannot continue to be allowed in our midst, because one, when ZANU-PF, yes, you can see it is written in Kulumana. Yes, in Kulumana. Yes.
So all the properties here have been removed.
Yes, and we are saying this chaotic land reform, which took place around 1999-2000, being, facilitated by ZANU-PF. As people of Matabeleland and Mthwakazi, we are simply saying no to it, because we have since found out that many Shona people have taken over our land on the basis that they belong to ZANU-PF. This one is written Shaga.
Okay. So is it meant to be a lodge? What is going to happen here?
Yes, it was meant to be a lodge, but when I spoke to Mr. Daves and as well as Mr. Nhlanhla Ndiwen, because it's not for the first time that we are here. 2 years back we were here. This place is to be modified to become a tourist heritage center for the advancement of Mthwakazi cultural norms and values. As earlier on I alluded to the point that this place has got more history which is not yet spoken to by its owners. The history that people who died here in these mountains, the chiefs, died defending the black Matabeleland people against white invading settlers. Yes.
Okay. Look at the view.
Yes.
So lapha kokwenzakala khona into zeziduna la zabulala lapha endulo.
Yes, but the other place is just the other side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now see
Mthwakazi, you can see Mr. Daves had to recognize all the yesteryear heroes of Matabeleland. As you can see here, it's written in Mthwakazi.
Written right Rose.
Yeah, it is right
Rose.
Because why? Mthwakazi is the one who discovered this Mthwakazi nation. So Mr. Baz is really really recognizes who we are as Ndebele people. No wonder why, like you are rightly saying, there is no which is written any white person in this place. Yes.
Okay, so we are in Ntabazinduna, Mr. Davis' property, which was invaded by a guy called Ambrose. He said Mr. Davis is white, himself is of mixed race, therefore he's more Zimbabwean, he's more closer to blacks than Mr. Davis, therefore he deserves to get this land.
Yes.
And the MRP, led by its president, they've come here to defend the white man, who is Mr. Davis. Hopefully we'll find Mr. Davis. So, the views, look at this. This place is beautiful. So, manje kathesi next move kuthiwani?
No, next move.
Njani ngabonakala ndoda?
Sizo ensure ukuthi impahla zakhe ziyaphuma lapha. Umnikazi wendawo uyabuyela ngoba nxa ele case that he has against Mr. Davis, he should wait for the court proceedings to take place. Kube i-court emnika, but of the papers that we have, akula ngitsho le one paper elimnika manje ukuthi abe kundawo le. So we tend to wonder ukuthi khona whose interests is he serving, or what is the mercy that is protecting him, since he was boastfully saying he belongs to ZANU-PF. Does ZANU-PF...
Comrade, they call him Comrade Richard Moye has denied any knowledge of this. He says he's not involved. He knows about the two guys because they used to work together. What happened between the two of them?
No, like I said earlier on, Ambrose used to be employed by Mr. Davis around 97, 98 here. Sometime around 2004 or thereafter, they then agreed that Mr. Davis will take another place which is not here, whereby he was to do his own projects like poultry projects and other things. But somewhere along the way, he then decided to say he wants this place. Then, at the end of the day, without any formal agreement through the courts or what have you, he then used his ZANU-PF political muscle to come and ensure that Mr. Davis is chased away from this place. So he started as an employer, but now he claims to be the rightful owner of this place. Actually, 2 weeks back when my guys were here, he lied and said when they asked him of the papers resembling his name as the owner of this place, he said his papers are with the Queen's Park police station. This is where his legal documents are being kept. But logic will tell you that whether he's in a company, each company should have its own certificate of incorporation affixed on the doors or even in the shelves to prove that this company belongs to Mr. So-and-so. And we expected him to be having all his legal papers with him at this place than to tell us that they are being kept at the Queen's Park police station. What for? Are they his lawyers?
Are you going to leave this place today if we don't find Mr. Ambrose?
No, we are not prepared because we were here to ensure that sanity prevails. And we, like he did last time when he removed the property belonging to Mr. Davis without his consent, we are here because when he did that, I mean, he vandalized the doors and he had to put his own locks. We are saying it means there are some animals which are more equal than others. Hey, there is what is called a law invasion of property. Why would Ambrose be allowed to invade one's property without his consent, and then the law doesn't take its course? Because last time even the police from Queen's Park were here, but we wonder why they left him doing willy-nilly. So we are like saying, if the law in Zimbabwe allows anyone to do willy-nilly, we are also here to do what Mr. Ambrose did to Mr. Davis.
Yeah, maybe again you tell the people about this property. There are some people who are just joining us. As you can see, a lot of people are joining us and asking what is happening, President. So explain before we went.
Okay, thank you so much. We are at Ntabazinduna Mountains, which is a place belonging to Bas Davis, the owner of white origin, who has been the custodian of this place since 1903, where they took over from their grandparents, who had an agreement with the late chief of this area, Chief Kaisan Diweni. The agreement, which is there in black and white, clearly states that the chief, by then Chief Kaisan Diweni, saw it fit to allow this family to run this place as a way of preserving the Ndebele culture, because it is yet to be turned a tourist heritage center, whereby the Ndebele cultural history will be exhibited here, especially considering that this place called Ntabazinduna has got some interesting history about all the chiefs which were under King Lopengula, who were killed by the white settler invaders around 1893 thereabout, trying to defend the Matabeleland territory. So as a matter of fact, when even Nhlanhla Yamangwe Ndiweni took over, he also renewed the agreement which was made between the Deves family and his father, that indeed this place is to remain under the custody of Mr. Deves. And not only that, Mr. Deves used to employ about 150 people who are locals of Ntabazinduna here, because not only in this place, the other side there is also a portion where they were doing cattle rearing, poultry projects, piggery and everything. So Mr. Deves used to employ over or around 150 locals of Ntabazinduna. But Mr. Ambrose Floyd has since disturbed that to make it a point that he takes over without even having the Ntabazinduna community benefiting.
Mm-hmm. Now that Mr. Ambrose has done a runner, will you continue following him? I can see your boys are still trying to find him in the bushes there. Will you continue following Mr. Davis?
No,
Mr.
not to
Ambrose?
waste our time following up on him. Our mandate was to come here and ensure that the property that belongs to Mr. Davis is taken back to the premises, and ensure that Mr. Ambrose's property is removed, as it did last week, to Mr. Davis.
Mm.
Yeah.
So where is Mr. Ambrose coming from? Where was it a local guy here? Where did he come from?
No, he has got. We understand there is also a farm which belongs to the Floyd Ambrose family nearby. I don't know how many meters or kilometers away from here. So I think he took advantage that this place is more meaningful or attractive to him more than where they've got their family property. But like I said earlier on, he used to work for Mr. Davis between 1997 and 1998 up to 2003 thereabout. He was employed by Mr. Davis.
Do you know the whereabouts of the owner now, Mr. Davis?
I'm told he's around town, Bulawayo, where he's, because Mr. Davis and his family reside here. They don't reside in Bulawayo. So I'm reliably informed that as of now, they are being kept at a friend's place in Bulawayo, in the city.
With his family?
Yeah, with his family. Last time when they came here, they traumatized Mrs. The daughter of Davis, who was here, whom they found during the night. They started to, frustrate him.